Captain Zexhar stared at his screen in disbelief. The sensors showed something impossible. A ship was floating in the Corvani exclusion zone. Nothing could survive there. Nothing had survived there for 300 years. Run the scan again. He told his crew member. The young Alturian officer pressed several buttons. The result was the same. A ship was really there. The Corvani zone was the most dangerous place in known space. Strange forces twisted reality itself. Ships that entered were torn apart in seconds. The space around the zone bent and shifted in ways that made normal travel impossible. Even their most advanced ships could not get close without being destroyed. Yet, somehow, a ship was floating calmly in the center of it all. Zexhar had been patrolling this area for 20 years. He had seen many things, but never this. His ship, the Nexus Prime, was one of the few vessels tough enough to patrol the zone's outer edge. Even then, they had to be careful. "Sir, the ship is sending out signals," reported his communications officer, Velena. She was a skilled operator who spoke 12 different galactic languages. "But I cannot understand them. The computer does not recognize the language or the signal pattern." Zexhar moved closer to look at the data. The unknown ship was definitely alive. Power readings showed active systems. Life support was running. Someone was aboard that vessel, and somehow they were still breathing. "What does the ship look like?" he asked his science officer. "Very strange, sir. The design is not in our database. It looks ... primitive, like something built by a young species. But it cannot be primitive if it survived the zone." Aboard the mysterious ship, Captain Lisa Bennett slowly opened her eyes. Her head hurt badly. The last thing she remembered was alarms screaming throughout her ship. Something had gone wrong with their new drive system. She sat up and looked around. The bridge was dark except for emergency lights. Several of her crew were still unconscious in their chairs. The ship felt different somehow. The usual hum of the engines was missing. "Jake," she called to her navigation officer. "Jake, are you okay?" Jake Morrison groaned and lifted his head. Blood ran down from a cut on his forehead. "I think so, Captain. What happened?" "Where are we?" Lisa stood up carefully. Her legs felt weak. "I was hoping you could tell me that. Check our position." Jake pressed buttons on his control panel. His face went pale as he read the results. "Captain, this is impossible. According to our sensors, we are nowhere near human space. In fact, we are nowhere near any space on our star maps. That cannot be right. Run the scan again." Jake tried several times. Each time, the result was the same. They were lost in unknown space. The stars around them matched no pattern in there. Computer files. Ryan Clark, their chief engineer, woke up with a loud curse. He immediately started checking his instruments. "Captain, we have a big problem. The quantum drive is completely offline. Whatever happened, it was not supposed to happen." "Can you fix it?" Lisa asked. "I do not know yet. The whole system looks different, like it changed into something else entirely." Dr. Elena Rodriguez opened her eyes and immediately started checking on the other crew members. As the ship's doctor and scientist, she was responsible for everyone's health. "Captain, everyone seems okay. Just some cuts and bruises. But I am reading some very strange energy signatures outside the ship." "What kind of energy?" Lisa asked. "I have never seen anything like it. It is like space itself is twisted around us. We should be dead from these radiation levels, but somehow we are fine." Amy Foster, their communications officer, suddenly sat up straight. "Captain, I am receiving transmissions. Someone is trying to talk to us." "From where?" "There is another ship out there, about 5 kilometers away. They have been sending signals for the past 10 minutes. Lisa felt her heart race. Another ship meant other people. Maybe they could get help. Maybe they could find out where they were. Can you understand what they are saying? She asked. Amy shook her head. No, Captain. It is not any language I know. But they are definitely trying to communicate. They are using mathematical sequences now. Basic physics equations. They are intelligent, Dr. Rodriguez said. And they understand science. That is a good sign. Lisa made a decision. Amy, send back some of our own mathematical sequences. Show them we are intelligent too. Jake, I want a full scan of that other ship. Find out what we are dealing with. Yes. Captain. As Amy worked on the communications, Jake studied the alien vessel. What he found made him nervous. Captain, their ship is much larger than ours, and it has weapons. Big ones. Are they targeting us? Lisa asked. I do not think so. But they could destroy us easily if they wanted to. On the Nexus Prime, Captain Zexhar watched as his crew tried to make sense of the situation. The unknown ship was responding to their signals with mathematical equations. Whoever was aboard understood advanced concepts. Sir, Velener reported, they are definitely intelligent. Their mathematics are correct, and they are showing knowledge of physics and engineering. But where did they come from? Zexhar wondered aloud. No known species has technology that can survive the zone, and their ship design is completely unknown. His science officer spoke up. Sir, I think their ship is not just surviving the zone. I think it is working with the zone. The energy readings suggest their technology is somehow compatible with the quantum distortions. This was very bad news. If these beings had technology that could work with the zone's deadly forces, they possessed power beyond anything the Galactic Council had seen. Such technology could change everything. Zex Har knew he had to report this immediately. But first, he needed more information. Continue trying to communicate with them. I want to know who they are and how they got here. Back on the human ship, Lisa watched as Amy worked to establish communication. They were making progress. The aliens were smart and seemed curious rather than hostile. But she could not shake the feeling that they were in great danger. Captain, Ryan called from his engineering station. I think I figured out what happened to our drive. It did not just malfunction. It evolved. It turned into something completely new. What do you mean? The quantum field generator is still running, but it is connected to the space around us in ways that should not be possible. We are not just in this location. We exist in multiple dimensions at the same time. Lisa did not understand all the technical details, but she understood the implications. They were no longer entirely in normal space. Whatever had happened to them had changed the fundamental nature of their ship. As the two vessels continued their careful communication attempts, neither crew realized they were about to make first contact between humanity and a galaxy that had never heard of Earth, and neither side knew that this meeting would soon lead to war. Dr. Elena Rodriguez worked quickly at her station. The alien ship had been sending mathematical problems for 2 hours. Each problem was more complex than the last. She was starting to understand something important about these beings. Captain, she said to Lisa, these aliens are testing us. They want to know how smart we are. What have you learned about them? Lisa asked. They understand physics better than we do. Some of their equations are beyond our current science. But they are being patient with us. They are teaching us step by step. Amy Foster looked up from her communications panel. Captain, they just sent something new. Not mathematics this time. It looks like star maps. Lisa walked over to look at Amy's screen. Strange symbols showed the positions of stars and planets. Nothing looked familiar. Jake, does any of this match our navigation data? Jake Morrison studied the alien star charts. He shook his head. No, Captain, but I think I understand what they are showing us. This is their local space. They are telling us where we are. And where is that? Very far from home. If these maps are accurate, we are thousands of light years from Earth. The news hit the crew hard. They were not just lost. They were impossibly far from human space. With their quantum drive damaged, they might never get home. On the alien ship, Captain Zexhar faced his own problems. He had sent a message to the Galactic Council about the unknown vessel. The response came back quickly and was not good news. "Sir," his communications officer reported, "High Command wants us to destroy the unknown ship immediately. They say it is too dangerous to let it survive." Zexhar felt sick. The beings on that ship seemed peaceful. They were trying to communicate. They had done nothing wrong except exist in the wrong place. "Did you tell them the ship contains living beings?" "Yes, sir. They said it does not matter. The technology those beings possess could threaten the stability of the galaxy." Zexhar had served the Galactic Council for 40 years. He had always followed orders without question. But this felt wrong. How long before the attack fleet arrives? 6 hours, sir. That gave him very little time. Zexhar made a decision that would change everything. Instead of preparing to destroy the human ship, he decided to warn them. "Velena, open a communication channel to the unknown vessel. Use the mathematical language we have been developing." "Sir, are you sure about this?" "Just do it." On the human ship, Amy received the new transmission. "Captain, they are sending something different. It looks like ... a warning." Dr. Rodriguez worked to decode the message. Her face went pale as she understood. "Captain, they are telling us that more ships are coming. Warships. They will be here in 6 hours, and they plan to attack us." "Are you sure?" Lisa asked. "The mathematics are clear. They are giving us time and distance calculations. A large fleet is approaching our position." Lisa felt cold. They had hoped these aliens might help them get home. Instead, it seemed like they had stumbled into a war zone. "Why would they attack us? We have not done anything wrong." Ryan Clark looked up from his engineering station. "Captain, maybe it is not about what we did. Maybe it is about what we can do. Our quantum drive technology might scare them." "What do you mean?" "Think about it. We survived in a place where no one else can go. Our ship is working with energy fields that destroy other vessels. From their point of view, we might look like a threat." Lisa understood. Fear made people do terrible things. These aliens were probably afraid of human technology they did not understand. "How long until our drive is repaired?" "I am not sure." "It needs repair," Ryan said. "I think it needs to be relearned. The system has changed into something new. Give me a few more hours, and I might be able to make it work." "We might not have a few hours." Amy spoke up from her station. "Captain, the alien ship is sending another message. They want to meet with us face to face." Lisa considered this carefully. It could be a trap, but the aliens had just warned them about the attack fleet. If they wanted to harm the humans, they would not have given them advance warning. "Tell them yes," she decided. "But we meet on neutral ground, in space between our two ships." Captain Zexhar received the human response and felt relieved. They were willing to meet. Maybe he could help them escape before the attack fleet arrived. He knew he was breaking every regulation in the Galactic Council handbook. He could be executed for treason. But he could not stand by and watch innocent beings be murdered. 1 hour later, 2 small shuttles met in the empty space between the ships. Captain Zexhar brought only his science officer with him. The humans sent Captain Bennett and Dr. Rodriguez. When the airlocks opened and the two species saw each other for the first time, both sides were surprised. The humans looked more primitive than their technology suggested. The aliens looked more advanced than their behavior suggested. Zexhar was tall and thin with blue-gray skin and large eyes. He wore a uniform that seemed to be made of living metal. Dr. Rodriguez was fascinated by his biology, but tried to focus on communication, using a combination of mathematics, simple drawings, and hand gestures. The two groups began to understand each other. Zexhar explained the political situation. The Galactic Council controlled hundreds of worlds. They maintained power by controlling technology. Any species that developed advanced technology independently was seen as a threat. Lisa learned that humans had accidentally violated one of the galaxy's most important laws. The Corvani Zone was forbidden to all species. The Council had made it illegal to even approach the area. By surviving inside the zone, humans had proven they possessed technology the Council feared. How many ships are coming? Lisa asked, using simple pictures to communicate. ZEX single quotes HAR drew numbers on a tablet. 47 warships, each one capable of destroying planets. Lisa felt despair. Her small survey ship could not fight 47 warships. They needed to run, but they still did not know if their quantum drive would work. Dr. Rodriguez asked about other humans. Were there more ships like theirs? Zexhar shook his head. As far as the Council knew, this was the only human vessel. Earth was unknown to the galactic community. This gave Lisa an idea. If Earth was unknown, it might be safe. The aliens could destroy her ship, but they could not threaten her world. At least not yet. The meeting was interrupted when both shuttles received emergency signals from their ships. The attack fleet had arrived early. Through the shuttle windows, they could see dozens of new ships appearing in space around them. The warships were huge, each one 10 times larger than either the human or Elterian vessel. Zexhar looked at Lisa with sadness in his large eyes. He had tried to help, but he was too late. The humans would die, and he would probably be executed for treason. But Lisa was not ready to give up. She spoke to Dr. Rodriguez in rapid English. Tell Ryan to activate whatever he can of the quantum drive. We are going to try something that might get us all killed. What are you planning? Rodriguez asked. If our ship can exist in multiple dimensions, maybe we can take Zexhar's ship with us, save him from his own people. Rodriguez translated the idea using their primitive communication system. Zexhar was shocked. These humans were willing to risk their lives to save someone they had just met, even though he had been ordered to destroy them. The first energy blasts from the attack fleet lit up space around them. The war had begun, but it would not be the war anyone expected. Admiral Vex Moran commanded the largest war fleet in Galactic Council history. 47 ships, each one capable of destroying entire worlds. He had expected to find wreckage and maybe some sensor data. Instead, he found 2 intact ships and a situation that made no sense. Report, he ordered his science officer. Sir, the unknown vessel is still active. It survived our first attack completely. Our energy weapons passed right through it like it was not there. Dex Meron studied the tactical display. His fleet had fired enough energy to vaporize a small moon. The human ship should have been destroyed instantly. Instead, it seemed to flicker in and out of existence. How is that possible? We do not know, sir. The ship appears to exist in multiple dimensions at the same time. When we fire at it, it shifts to a dimension where our weapons cannot reach it. This was worse than Nex Moran had feared. The Council had sent him to destroy a simple primitive vessel. Instead, he faced technology that could make ships invulnerable to attack. On the human ship, Ryan Clark worked frantically at his engineering station. The quantum drive was responding, but not in ways he understood. Captain, the system is working, but I do not know how to control it properly. We are jumping between different layers of reality. Can you keep us safe from their weapons? Lisa asked. For now, yes, but I do not know for how long. This technology is beyond anything humans have ever built. It is like the drive is thinking for itself. Jake Morrison called from his navigation station. Captain, we have a bigger problem. More fleets are arriving. I count over 200 ships now. Lisa looked at the tactical display and felt her heart sink. The number of enemy ships kept growing. Even with their quantum technology, they could not fight the entire galaxy. Dr. Rodriguez was monitoring communications between the alien ships. Captain, I am starting to understand their language better. They are calling us the quantum phantoms. They think we are some kind of ancient weapon that has awakened. Ancient weapon? Lisa asked. They keep mentioning something called the Corvani War. I think the exclusion zone was created after a terrible battle. They are afraid we are connected to whatever happened there. Amy Foster interrupted. Captain, we are receiving a transmission from the fleet commander. He wants to talk. Put it through. The image that appeared on their screen was intimidating. Admiral Vexmaron was a large being with thick armor-like skin and 6 arms. His voice was deep and commanding. Unknown vessel, you will surrender immediately. Your technology is forbidden under Galactic Council law. You will be processed, and your ship will be destroyed. Lisa stepped forward. We are peaceful explorers. We mean no harm to anyone. We only want to return to our home. Your home is now under Council protection. You will never see it again. The transmission ended. Lisa felt cold. The alien had mentioned Earth. How did they know about humanity's home world? Captain, Amy said quietly. While the Admiral was talking, I detected information transfers between the ships. They were sharing data about our planet. What kind of data? Star charts, sensor readings, population estimates. They know where Earth is. Lisa realized the terrible truth. By trying to communicate with the aliens, they had accidentally revealed Earth's location. Now her world was in danger because of her decisions. Ryan, can you get us home? She asked urgently. I do not know, Captain. The quantum drive can move us through dimensions, but I cannot control where we go. We could end up anywhere in the galaxy. Admiral Vexmaron was having his own crisis. The human ship refused to surrender and could not be destroyed by conventional weapons. Worse, it was moving in ways that suggested the crew was learning to control their technology. Sir, his science officer reported, the Phantom ship just disappeared from our sensors. We do not know where it went. Find it, Vexmaron ordered. Send scouts to every system within 100 light years. These humans must not be allowed to escape. The USS Freedom emerged from quantum space near a mining colony on the edge of Council territory. The crew was exhausted, and their life support systems were failing. They needed supplies, but taking them would make them pirates. Captain, Dr. Rodriguez said, we have maybe 12 hours of air left. We have to take what we need to survive. Lisa hated the decision, but she had no choice. They raided the mining station, taking oxygen, food, and medical supplies. The alien miners tried to fight back, but human weapons were too effective against their energy shields. During the raid, Matt Barnes led a team to capture the station's communication equipment. They needed to know what the galaxy was saying about them. Captain, Matt reported, we have access to their communication networks. Dr. Rodriguez was right. They are calling us quantum phantoms, but there is more. They are hunting us across the entire galaxy. How many ships? Lisa asked. Thousands. Every member species of the Galactic Council has been ordered to search for us. They have offered huge rewards for our capture. The mining station's distress call reached the nearest Council fleet within hours. Security recordings showed beings that looked primitive, but fought with deadly efficiency. Their weapons were simple kinetic projectiles, but they penetrated energy. Shields that should have been impregnable Admiral Dex Meron studied the recordings carefully. These humans are more dangerous than we thought. They adapt quickly to new situations. And their technology gives them advantages we cannot counter. What? Are your orders, sir? His aide asked. Alert all fleets. The Phantoms are to be captured alive if possible. But if capture is not possible, destroy them and everything around them. This threat must be eliminated. Back on the Freedom, Ryan Clark made another breakthrough. Captain, I think I understand how the quantum drive works now. It does not just move us through space. It connects us to a network of similar energy fields throughout the galaxy. What does that mean? It means we can travel instantly between any location that has the right kind of quantum distortion. And there are hundreds of these locations. Jake Morrison was excited. Captain, if Ryan is right, we could be the most mobile force in the galaxy. We could strike anywhere and disappear before they could respond. Strike at what? Lisa asked. We are not warriors. We are explorers. Maybe, Dr. Rodriguez said, but we are also the only thing standing between Earth and the Galactic Council. They know where our world is now. If we do not fight back, they will destroy our entire species. Lisa realized that her peaceful exploration mission had become something else entirely. They were no longer trying to get home. They were trying to save home. Matt, she said to her security chief, what would you need to make the ship into a weapon? Matt Barnes smiled grimly. Captain, this ship is already a weapon. We just need to learn how to use it properly. The war between humanity and the galaxy had begun. But it would not be the war the Galactic Council expected. They were hunting for one small ship, but they had created something far more dangerous. They had created the first human rebels, and these rebels had technology that could change everything. The USS Freedom appeared near a quiet star system on the outer edge of galactic civilization. Captain Lisa Bennett looked at the tired faces of her crew. They had been running for 3 weeks, jumping from one quantum zone to another. Their ship was holding together, but barely. Ryan, what is our status? She asked. Ryan Clark wiped sweat from his forehead. The quantum drive is working better than ever, Captain. I think it learns from each jump we make. But our other systems are failing. We need parts and supplies. And we need information, Dr. Rodriguez added. We still do not know enough about this galactic civilization. How many species are there? What are their weaknesses? Jake Morrison studied his navigation screens. Captain, there is a trade station in this system. It looks like a neutral zone where many different species come to do business. Lisa considered their options. They could try to trade for what they needed, but the entire galaxy was hunting for them. Or they could take what they needed by force. But that would make them the criminals the Council claimed they were. Amy, can you monitor their communications without being detected? She asked. Amy Foster nodded. I have been listening to galactic broadcasts for days. I am getting better at understanding their languages. What are they saying about us? They call us the Quantum Phantoms. Some species are afraid of us. Others are curious. But all of them are being forced to hunt for us by the Council. Dr. Rodriguez looked up from her research station. Captain, I have been studying the cultural data we captured from that mining station. This galaxy is not what it seems. What do you mean? The Galactic Council is not a democracy. It is more like an empire. Most species are not equal members. They are subjects. The Council controls their technology and their development. Like slaves? Matt Barnes asked. Worse than slaves. Slaves at least know they are enslaved. Many of these species think the Council is protecting them. They do not realize they are being held back. Lisa felt a new understanding growing. So when we appeared with technology the Council could not control, we became a threat to their power. Exactly. And now They are using our existence to tighten their control. They are telling everyone that dangerous phantoms are loose in the galaxy. Only the Council can protect them. Amy suddenly looked up from her communications panel. Captain, we have a problem. The trade station is broadcasting our description to every ship in the system. Someone recognized us? How many ships are there? Lisa asked. Jake checked his sensors. 12 civilian vessels and 3 Council patrol ships. The patrol ships are moving to intercept us. Lisa made a quick decision. Ryan, get us out of here. Jump to the next quantum zone. Which one, Captain? Anyone? We need to disappear before they can surround us. The Freedom vanished from normal space just as the patrol ships reached their position. But their sudden appearance and disappearance had been detected by dozens of sensors. Within hours, the news spread across the galaxy that Admiral Vexmiron received. The report while commanding the search from his flagship. The Phantoms had been spotted in the Kepler trade zone. They were running, but they were also getting bolder. How many ships do we have in that region? He asked his aide. 43, sir. But the Phantoms disappeared before we could engage them. They are learning to use their technology more effectively. That makes them more dangerous. Vexmiron studied the galactic map on his command screen. Red dots showed the positions of his search fleets. Double the patrol strength in every outer system. If they need supplies, they will have to come to us eventually. On the Freedom, the crew was exhausted but determined. They had jumped to a quantum zone near an uninhabited planet. For the moment, they were safe. Captain, Dr. Rodriguez said, I have been thinking about our situation. We cannot keep running forever. Eventually, they will find a way to track us. Or trap us. What do you suggest? Lisa asked. We need allies. There are species out there that might help us if they knew the truth about the Council. How do we contact them without being discovered? Amy spoke up. I have been monitoring resistance. Communications. There are underground networks on many worlds. Species that question the Council's authority. Resistance networks? Lisa was surprised. I thought all the species were loyal to the Council. Most are, but not all. Some remember what they were, like before the Council took control. Others are just tired of being told what to do. Ryan Clark looked up from his engineering station. Captain, I have an idea. What if we could prove to these resistance groups that the Council can be beaten? Show them that their technology is not invincible? How? We attack Council ships. Hit them fast and disappear before they can respond. Show the galaxy that the mighty Council can be hurt. Matt Barnes was excited by the idea. We could target their communication relays. Disrupt their ability to coordinate the search for us. Lisa was reluctant to start a shooting war, but she could see the logic. We are not murderers. If we attack Council ships, we disable them. We do not kill unless we have no choice. Agreed, Captain. But we need to send a message. The Council wants everyone to believe we are dangerous phantoms. Let us show them what dangerous phantoms can really do. The first attack came 3 days later. A Council communication relay station was destroyed by weapons that seemed to come from nowhere. The station's defenders never saw their attackers clearly. Energy beams struck from multiple directions, then vanished. The second attack hit a patrol fleet. Human boarding parties appeared on Council ships through quantum portals, disabled their weapons and engines, then disappeared again. No one was killed, but the message was clear. The Phantoms could strike anywhere. Admiral Vexmiron was furious. How are they doing this? Our ships have the best shields in the galaxy. Sir, his science officer explained, they are not breaking. Through our shields, they are bypassing them entirely. They appear inside our ships using their quantum technology. Can we defend against it? We are trying, sir. But their technology is unlike anything we have seen. Every time we think we understand it, they do something new. The attacks continued for 2 weeks. Council ships across the galaxy found themselves helpless against an enemy they could not see coming. More importantly, the attacks were being witnessed by many species. On the world of Vega Prime, a young alien named Kexra watched the news broadcasts with growing excitement. The Quantum Phantoms had just disabled an entire Council fleet without killing anyone. It was exactly the kind of resistance his people had dreamed of for generations. "Did you see that?" he asked his friend. They made the Council ships look like toys. "Be careful what you say," his friend warned. "The Council has spies everywhere." But Kexra was tired of being careful. Maybe it is time to stop being afraid. Maybe these phantoms can teach us how to fight back. Similar conversations were happening on hundreds of worlds. The Council's subjects were starting to ask questions they had never dared ask before. If the mighty Council could be defeated by one small ship, what else might be possible? Dr. Rodriguez monitored these communications with growing hope. "Captain, it is working. People are starting to believe the Council can be beaten. But they are also hunting us harder than ever," Jake warned. "I count over 1,000 ships searching for us now." Lisa knew their luck could not last forever. Eventually, the Council would find a way to track them or trap them. But maybe they had already accomplished something important. "Amy, can you send a message to Earth? Tell them what we have learned?" Amy shook her head sadly. "The Council has ships watching our solar system now. Any message we send might lead them directly to Earth." Lisa felt the weight of responsibility. They had started this war to protect Earth, but their actions might have made Earth a target. Now they had to finish what they started, no matter the cost. The galaxy was changing. The Council's absolute power was being questioned for the first time in centuries. And somewhere in the quantum zones between stars, a small human ship continued its impossible war against an empire that controlled thousands of worlds. The hunt was far from over, but now the hunters were learning to fear the hunted. Captain Lisa Bennett stood on the bridge of the USS Freedom, looking at a communication screen that showed the face of Admiral Susan Torres from Earth's Space Command. The quantum communication array they had built from captured alien technology was working perfectly. "Admiral, we do not have much time," Lisa said urgently. "The Council knows about Earth now. They are planning something big." Admiral Torres looked grim. "Captain, your reports have been hard to believe. An entire galactic civilization? Thousands of worlds?" "It is all true, Admiral, and they see humanity as a threat that must be eliminated. How many ships can Earth send?" "We have been building. Since your first message reached us 3 months ago, 47 ships with quantum drives based on your specifications. But Captain, that cannot be enough to fight a galactic empire." Lisa smiled. "Admiral, we are not going to fight the empire. We are going to free it." Dr. Rodriguez interrupted. "Captain, I am detecting massive energy signatures approaching Earth's solar system. It looks like a planet-killer fleet." Lisa felt cold. The Council was not taking chances. They were going to destroy Earth completely. "Admiral, you need to evacuate the planet immediately." "Captain, we cannot evacuate 8 billion people. If you have a plan, now would be the time to share it." Lisa looked at her crew. They had been through so much together. Ryan Clark, who had learned to master technology beyond human understanding. Jake Morrison, who could navigate quantum space like others navigated normal space. Dr. Rodriguez, who had become their bridge to galactic civilization. Amy Foster, whose communication skills had helped start a revolution. Matt Barnes, whose tactical genius had made them legends. "Admiral, we are coming home. All ships with quantum drives should meet us at the edge of the solar system. We are going to show the Council what happens when they threaten humanity." The Council's planet-killer fleet was enormous. High Commander Valthara commanded 200 ships, each one capable of cracking a world's crust. She had been ordered to make Earth an example that would terrify any species that might consider rebellion. "Report on the Phantom ship," she ordered. "No?" "Contact, Commander. But our spies report that the humans are building ships with quantum technology. They might have a small fleet by now. How many ships? Maybe 50 at most." Valthara laughed. 50 primitive ships against 200 of the galaxy's most powerful vessels? This will not be a battle. It will be an execution. But when the Council fleet arrived at Earth's solar system, they found something unexpected. The human fleet was not trying to hide. Instead, they were arranged in a defensive formation around their home world. Lisa opened a communication channel to the entire Council fleet. "This is Captain Lisa Bennett of the United Earth Space Force. You are ordered to leave our system immediately." Valthara responded personally. "Phantom Captain, you are outnumbered 4-1. Surrender now, and your world will be spared." "Commander, you do not understand. We are not outnumbered." "You are." As Lisa spoke, quantum portals opened throughout the solar system. Human ships emerged from dimensional rifts behind, above, and below the Council fleet. But these were not just the 47 ships Admiral Torres had mentioned. Over 300 vessels appeared, each one equipped with quantum technology. "Impossible," Valthara whispered. "Where did they all come from?" Ryan Clark answered her. Question from his engineering station. "Captain, the quantum network is responding to our presence. Ships from every human colony are arriving through dimensional gates. The technology is spreading faster than we thought possible." Dr. Rodriguez monitored the communications from the Council ships. "Captain, they are panicking. They never expected us to have this many vessels." The truth was that humanity had been busy during the months since the Freedom first contacted Earth. Every human world had been building quantum-capable ships. The technology was surprisingly easy to reproduce once the basic principles were understood. But the real surprise came when other ships began appearing alongside the human fleet. Alien vessels with designs Lisa recognized from their travels. The resistance groups they had contacted were keeping their promise. "Captain," Amy reported excitedly, "we are receiving messages from 17 different species. They are here to help defend Earth." Kexra from Vega Prime commanded one of the rebel ships. He broadcast on an open channel to both fleets. "For too long, the Council has controlled our worlds through fear. Today, we stand with the humans who showed us that the Council can be beaten." Similar messages came from other rebel ships. Species that had been subjects of the Council for centuries were finally fighting back. The quantum phantoms had given them hope, and hope had given them courage out high. Commander Valthara realized she was facing a disaster. Instead of crushing one rebellious species, she had sparked a galactic revolution. All ships target the human home world. Destroy it now before this rebellion spreads further. The Council ships fired their planet-killer weapons at Earth. Beams of energy powerful enough to crack continents streaked toward the blue world. But the human fleet was ready. Ryan Clark had spent months studying the quantum field effects. "Captain, activating planetary quantum shield now." A massive energy field appeared around Earth. The Council's weapons struck the shield and were absorbed harmlessly. The planet-killer beams that should have destroyed humanity's home world instead made the quantum field stronger. "How are they doing that?" Valthara demanded. Her science officer studied the readings with amazement. "Commander, they have turned their entire planet into a quantum resonator. Our weapons are feeding energy into their defensive system." The battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Human ships phased in and out of dimensions, striking Council vessels from impossible angles. Rebel ships from Dozens of worlds fought alongside humans with desperate courage. But the most shocking moment came when Jake Morrison made a discovery that changed everything. Captain, the quantum network connects to more than just our ships. I am detecting signals from the restricted zones throughout the galaxy. What kind of signals? Ships, Captain. Ancient ships that have been waiting in quantum space for centuries. I think they belong to the original Corvani civilization. Dr. Rodriguez understood immediately. The Corvani did not destroy themselves in their war. They hid in quantum space, waiting for someone to free them from the Council's restrictions. Thousands of Corvani ships began emerging from the quantum zones. These were the beings whose technology had created the exclusion zones in the first place. They had been trapped in dimensional space by the Council's ancestors, waiting for liberation. Ancient Corvani commander spoke to Lisa directly. Young Phantom, you have freed us from our long exile. The Council's reign of fear ends today. High Commander Velfara saw her fleet being overwhelmed by enemies she had never imagined. Human quantum technology, rebel determination, and ancient. Corvani power were too much for even her massive force. All ships, retreat to Council space immediately, she ordered. But Jake Morrison had one more surprise. Captain, I can shut down their quantum tunneling technology. Trap them here in normal space. Do it. The Council fleet found themselves unable to escape. Their hyperdrives would not engage. They were trapped in a star system that had become the center of a galactic revolution. Lisa opened a final communication to Velfara. Commander, you came here to destroy one world. Instead, you have witnessed the birth of a new galaxy. Surrender now, and your crews will be treated fairly. Velfara looked around her bridge at officers who no longer believed in their mission. All ships, stand down. We surrender. The war was over, but the real work was just beginning. In the months that followed, species after species declared independence from the Council. The quantum technology that humanity had accidentally discovered became the foundation for a new galactic civilization. Earth became the meeting place for the Galactic Liberation Alliance. Representatives from hundreds of worlds came to the small blue planet to plan their future. The Council's empire crumbled as entire regions broke away to join the Alliance. Captain Lisa Bennett stood in the new Alliance headquarters, looking out at ships from across the galaxy. Dr. Rodriguez joined her at the window. Do you ever think about how this all started? Rodriguez asked. A simple equipment malfunction on a survey mission? Lisa smiled. Sometimes the best discoveries happen by accident. We were just trying to explore space. We ended up liberating it. Jake Morrison approached them with a report. Captain, the latest surveys show that 60% of the galaxy has now joined the Alliance. The old Council only controls the core worlds now. And the quantum network? Growing stronger every day. We have ships exploring dimensions that no one knew existed. Humanity has become the galaxy's guides to quantum space. Amy Foster called from her communication station. Captain, we are receiving a message from Earth. They want to know if you are ready to come home. Lisa looked around at her crew and her new galactic friends. Amy, tell them we are home. Earth was just the beginning. The whole galaxy is our home now. Ryan Clark powered up the quantum drive one more time. Where to next, Captain? Anywhere we want, Ryan. We have the stars to explore and civilizations to free. The galaxy is a big place, and we have a lot of work to do. The USS Freedom disappeared into quantum space, carrying its